I'm coming to you live from beautiful San Marcos, Texas, with your Claws Out podcast for year one, week 6. This episode of your Claws Out podcast is brought to you proudly by Zelix Ice House, the best little ice house in Texas. Check out our Zelix cocktails of the month. Ask about our featured cocktails. All right, we're going to start as always in the ACC. Virginia at Louisville. Louisville at the time was ranked. Virginia goes in and gets the upset 31-21. Let's take a look at the stats. 26 first downs for the Cavaliers, 443 yards of total offense. They ran 70 plays, 6.3 yards a play. They carried the ball 42 times for 269 rushing yards and one rushing touchdown, while averaging 6.4 yards a carry on the day. They added 174 through the air and 3 passing touchdowns while going 7-12 on third down conversions for 58%. Great job by their defense, though. The Cavaliers holding Louisville to only 252 yards of total offense on the day. Dropping down, Wake Forest at Virginia Tech. Wake Forest took the belt and put it BTA. Here we go. Taking a look at the stats in this one as Wake Forest pulls it out 49-26. They were cruising early, cruising often, and they led 21-6 at the half. 23 first downs for the Demon Deacons, 431 yards total offense. They ran 52 plays, 8.3 yards a play. They rushed the ball 23 times for 149 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, while averaging 6.5 yards a carry on the day. They added 282 passing yards and 5 passing touchdowns, while going 4 of 9 on third down conversions for 44%. Now we drop on down, Duke at Cal. Duke continues to stun the ACC, and their running back continues to dominate the Heisman race. Here we go. Talking about them Blue Devils, they won 42-21. It was 21-7 at the half, but that Duke, they added that 21 points in the fourth quarter to just pull away. 27 first downs for the Demon Deacons, 398 yards. Demon Deacons. The Blue Devils, 398 yards total offense. They ran 67 plays, 5.9 yards a play. They carried the ball 29 times for 132 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns, while going 4.6 yards a carry on the day. They added 266 through the air, no passing touchdowns, but they did go 6-12 on third down conversions for 50%, while holding Cal to just 3-12 for 25%. Now we're jumping over to the American. Memphis hosting Tulsa. North Texas hosting Washington State. Here we go. North Texas 55. Washington State Cougars 0. They didn't stand a chance as the Mean Green continue to dominate on all levels of the game. 29 first downs for the Mean Green, 683 yards of total offense. They ran 56 plays, 12.2 yards a play. They carried the ball 22 times for 333 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns, while averaging 15.1 yards a carry on the day. Their running back also dominating in the Heisman race. They added 350 to the air, 3 passing touchdowns. They went 7 of 8 on third down conversions for 87%. They held Washington State to only 228 yards total offense and 5 of 14 on third down conversions for 35%. Now we drop down to the Memphis game, hosting Tulsa. Memphis 42, Tulsa 21. Memphis only led 17-7 at the half, but they come out and they dominated the second. 28 first downs for the Tigers, 439 yards of total offense. They ran 66 plays, 6.6 yards a play. They carried the ball 39 times for 229 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, while going 210 through the air with 3 passing touchdowns. The Memphis Tigers, 4 of 8 on third down conversions for 50%. Now to the Big Ten, Northwestern hosting ULM, 10-3. Not a crazy game, but it's a win. Is a win nonetheless. 20 first downs for Northwestern, 372 yards total offense, ran 65 plays, 5.7 yards a play. They carried the ball 30 times for 111 rushing yards, but no rushing touchdowns. They averaged 3.7 a clip on the day, added 261 to the air, 1 passing touchdown. They struggled on third down conversions, 3 of 11 for 27%. But ULM struggled too, 4 of 13 for 30%. Northwestern defense only allowed 162 yards on the day, 37 rushing yards on 23 carries, averaging 1.6 for ULM. Northwestern defense stands tall at home to get the win, 10-3. Conference USA, we got nothing going on. All the way over here to the MAC, Buffalo hosting Eastern Michigan. The Buffalo Bulls 35. Eastern Michigan 14. Buffalo only led 7-0 after one, 14-6 at the half, but they put up a giant fourth quarter to pull away at the end of this one. 23 first downs for the Bulls, 377 yards of total offense. They ran 52 plays, 7.3 yards of play on the day. They carried the ball 26 times for 163 rushing yards, but no rushing touchdowns, but an amazing 6.3 yards and carry on the day. They added 214 through the air with 5 passing touchdowns, and went 4 of 8 on third down conversions for 50%. Story of the day, their defense holds Eastern Michigan 2 of 9 on third down conversions for only 22%. Now we get over here to the Mountain West Conference. San Diego State at hosting Colorado State. San Diego State, the Aztecs trying to bounce back from some tough losses, and here they go. 17 first downs, 413 yards of total offense. They ran 49 plays, 8.4 yards of play. They carried the ball 34 times for 216 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 6.4 yards a carry. They added 197 through the air with 3 passing touchdowns. But they struggled on third down conversions, 2 of 8 for 25%. But so did Colorado State, as the San Diego State defense held them to just 4 of 13 on third down conversions for 30%. Now we look over to the SEC. Mississippi State at Texas A&M. Texas A&M puts them out of their misery, 56-9 over the Bulldogs. Into the Sun Belt, here we go, the last game. Texas State at Arkansas State. Texas State Bobcats 59. The Red Wolves 27. The Red Wolves tried to hang in early. It was 14-10 after one. Arkansas State losing, but Texas State was down 10-0 before they put up those 14 in the first quarter. They dominated the second 21-7 for a 35-17 halftime score. But the Red Wolves didn't want to go away, and they put up another 3 early in the third, but that's when Texas State started pulling away. 30 first downs for the Bobcats, 608 yards total offense. They ran 57 plays, 10.7 yards of play. They carried the ball 19 times for 192 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, while averaging 10.1 yards a carry on the day. They added 416 through the air with 6 passing touchdowns, while going 3 of 6 on third down conversions for 50%. And their defense was hemorrhaging yards to the Red Wolves. 412 is what they gave up. 28 carries, 172 rushing yards, allowing 6.1 yards a carry on the day. And they even allowed 4 of 9 on third down conversions for 44%. Now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to open up the Heisman Watch just so you can see where the rankings fall. Fernando Mendoza, CPU, number 1. Caleb Hawkins, running back, North Texas, number 2. Jeremiah Smith, wide receiver, Ohio State, CPU, number 3. Nate Shepard, running back, Duke, user, number 4. And Diego Pavia, CPU, at number 5. Now everybody's waiting for this all the time. We're going to go over here right now. We're going to do your players of the week. Starting in the American, your offensive player
of the week.
Caleb Hawkins, 11 carries, 224 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He averaged 20.4 yards a carry. He also had 3 receptions for 15 receiving yards. Now we're going to get over to the Sun Belt for your defensive player
Of the week.
Texas State Bobcat cornerback Jaden Rios. He had 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 2 interceptions, and a pass breakup. That's been your Year 1, Week 6 Claws Out podcast. And till next time, this is your boy, Coach Doug, signing off.